Welcome back to Kids Corner. Thanks for joining us again today.
We got another Bible lesson for you today that we're really excited to share with you. But before we do that, we're going to start off with a song. So join Sydney and Bella.
Join us as we sing Father Abraham. Father Abraham had many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord, right arm. Father Abraham had many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord, right arm, left arm. Father Abraham had many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord, right arm, left arm, right foot. Father Abraham had many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord, right arm, right foot. Father Abraham had many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord, right arm, right foot. Nod your head. Father Abraham had many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord, right arm, right foot. Nod your head, turn around. Father Abraham had many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord, right arm, right foot. Nod your head, turn around, sit down.
Today we're going to talk about the story of David and Goliath. And during this time, David was a young shepherd boy, and he was in charge of watching his father's sheep.
David's brothers were in the army fighting against the Philistines. In the Philistine army, there was a giant named Goliath who was over 9 feet tall. Goliath was making fun of God and challenging the men of Israel. He told them, if any of you can beat me, you Israelites will win the battle. But all of the Israelites were so scared because Goliath was so big and so strong.
I know why you're scared. Your God's not big enough to take on me.
Meanwhile, David's father had David take food to the battleground to give to his brothers. And when David got there, he talked to King Saul about how Goliath, the giant, had been challenging Israel and challenging their God. Well, David did not like to hear this, and he decided that he wanted to fight Goliath.
What's going on, King Saul?
Some giant named Goliath is making fun of God and is challenging us to fight him.
Well, I'll fight him.
Okay, here, you want to take my armor?
There's no way I'm fitting into your armor.
Well, obviously David couldn't fit in Saul's armor. So he went out with no armor, a slingshot, and 5 stones.
These should do the trick.
All he had was a slingshot. So he put 1 stone in his slingshot and hurled it at Goliath. And it hit Goliath right in the middle of the forehead and knocked him over dead.
Join us as we sing Only a Boy Named David. Only a boy named David, only a little sling. Only a boy named David, but he could pray and sing. Only a boy named David, only a rippling brook. Only a boy named David, and 5 little stones he took. And 1 little stone went into the sling, and the sling went round and round. And 1 little stone went into the sling, and the sling went round and round. And round and round and round and round and round and round and round. And 1 little stone went into the air. Woo! boom, and the giant came tumbling down.
Okay, so I'm here with King Saul, otherwise known as Mr. Keith, and Goliath, otherwise known as Mr. Mike. And right now we're going to give you guys some lessons that you can learn from the story of David and Goliath. And I'm going to ask Mr. Keith to go first.
First off, there's no problem too big for God. Just like Goliath was too big for the Israelites and was a big problem, anything that we come in contact with, anywhere from being afraid to go to bed in the dark to this upcoming virus that everybody's been dealing with, nothing that we deal with on a day-to-day basis is too big for God.
And anybody who is willing to serve God, God can use you. And it doesn't matter if you're little, you could be as young as 4 years old. I've seen 4-year-olds get saved. I've seen 80-year-old men get saved. And if you're willing to be used of God, he can use you. He used a D.L. Moody who wasn't educated. He used a Spurgeon who is extremely educated. Both these men were great men of God who served God all their lives and seen a great many people saved. So it doesn't matter who you are, as long as you are willing to be used of God, he will and can use you.
Those are great points. Another thing that we can learn from the story of David and Goliath is that we need to place our faith in God, not our size or strength or abilities. How did David beat Goliath? He didn't beat Goliath with his size and his strength. He beat Goliath because God was with him. And we need to place our faith in God as well. A lot of times we place our faith in ourselves or someone else. And so when we can't do something, we think that we have failed, or we think those other people have failed us. But we need to place our faith in God because he will never fail us. He'll always be with us and take us through the problems and the challenges that we have in life. So what have we learned today? We've learned that no problem is too big for God. We've also learned that God can use anyone if they're willing, and we've learned that we need to place our faith in God. Thanks for joining us on Kids Corner this week.
And right now, be sure to tune in to the church service coming up in just a few minutes on Facebook Live, and we'll see you back here next week.